Hey guys, what's up? It's Bret with a special edition of Friday on the Turntable. I realize I am getting this out pretty late. It's most likely Saturday. Right now, though, here in Arizona, it is December 28th, 2012, late Friday night. And one of my favorite times of the year is putting together my best albums list. And this is the second annual that I've done a video blog for. Each year I've posted it on my Life on This Planet blog, and I posted a list, and every year I have several of my close friends share their list too. So I will have a link down in the description box here to my actual blog page where you can read a list, and then there should be links where you can buy them, and also some of my really good friends like James, Jesse, Sarah, Jason, Ivan. They usually help me out every year, and all their lists are on there, and it's always cool to compare lists, see what's on there, see what's on mine. I always end up discovering throughout January, I always go and I slowly go through their lists and I check things out that I'm unfamiliar with. So let's just get started with this. I think 2012 has been a really good year for music. I think every year has lots of great stuff. 2012 for me started off with a lot of really good stuff. It slowed down a little bit, and then towards the end it picked back up. So a lot of the albums that are in my best of were also in my best of for the first half of the year. So I wanted to start off with some honorable mentions. Ones that didn't... Well, first off, I'm going to do what I'm going to call my Baker's Dozen, and it's going to be my top 13. But, you know, there's several albums that definitely are worthy of mentioning that I didn't rank in my top 13. So I just want to start off by, well, for whatever reason, whether it's an album that just didn't make it in there, or it just I didn't feel like I fully got to explore it enough. There's so many great things out there. There's albums that I just couldn't get in time to check out that came out towards the end of the year. So let's just get started. Enough of that. First one I'm going to give an honorable mention to, and this is definitely on several people's lists, and that's Swans, The Seer. This is the triple LP. Really good. You know, it's a really super long album, over 2.5 hours, so it's definitely a really big commitment to listen to. I look forward to, as 2013 progresses, really getting into it some more. But I already know, I can tell its complexities, its music, it's just deep, and there's a lot to really get into. So that's definitely on my list. Another one, a completely opposite mood of it, is Best Coast, The Only Place. This came out early in 2012. The first single on this, the title track, The Opening Place, is just one of my favorite songs of the year. It's really sunshiny and bouncy and really good. So that's Best Coast, The Only Place. Let's see here, what else? Metric Synthetica. Wasn't even going to get this in the beginning when it came out, and then because I heard the first single, but then ended up getting it. And there's a track on here called Breathing Underwater that's really good. So really enjoyed that. Another honorable mention. Let's see here. This one from a Melbourne, Australia instrumental group called All India Radio. This is Red Shadow Landing, and this is really cool if you really like kind of space rock, Pink Floyd, David Lynch style music, Angelo Badalamenti. Definitely check this one out, really cool, and this is available on vinyl as well. All India Radio. Another one, this one came out, this was kind of a surprise release. This was Joey Ramone, you know, of course Joey Ramone passed away several years ago, but he had a lot of recordings that were demos, home recordings that a group of his friends put together and completed, and then this came out this year, and it's really definitely worth checking out. And this was later, I think, released on vinyl for, I think it was Record Store Day. And there's a track on here called Waiting for the Railroad that's just really excellent. There's an alternate version of, what is that? Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight on here. So Joey Ramone. Another one, Indrima. This is Nick Fackler and our VC's own Derek Higgins. This was Indrima's release. Really excellent stuff. Loop Popper, great track on there. So that's In Dreama, and just a couple other things to mention that I don't have here. Really enjoyed Grimes Visions as well. That was a cool release, definitely really interesting music. So that's another one I want to give a shout out to for honorable mention. So, okay, I think that's enough on the honorable mention. So let's jump right into my top 13. Top 13 albums of 2012. We're going to start it off with, depending on how you look at it, this is either the 8th or the 9th album. And this is Oceania from the Smashing Pumpkins. This was really great packaging on this one, a 2 LP set. Smashing Pumpkins. I was really impressed with this album. Musically, I thought it was really good. Lots of great melodies and some killer tracks on here. One Diamond, One Heart, Pale Horse. Just really good, and I think a really surprising release from the Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, I enjoy all their stuff, and I've been with them since Gish came out in 1991, and really enjoyed this one. So that's number 13. And some of these are mixtures of vinyl and CD. Some of them I got on CD because when I bought them before they came out at a record store here locally that doesn't exist anymore. And then the vinyl release came out later, so I ended up just not getting the vinyl releases because the CD was good enough. So number 12. This is a band that I've liked since I was a teenager. This is their 9th album. And sorry, there's a lot of noise in the background because my cats now are just flying all around. This is the Cult's Choice of Weapon. Really strong album from the Cult. Their last couple I've enjoyed, but I don't think they were anything like this one. The tracks, Life is Greater Than Death, I think is how you pronounce it. Excellent. Honey from a Knife, Elemental Life, For the Animals, The Wolf. Really, really solid release. So that's the Cult at number 12. This next one I haven't seen on anyone else's lists that I've been checking out over the last couple weeks, and that is Light Ships. And this is called Electric Cables. And this is from Gerard Love from Teenage Fan Club, and it's kind of like a solo release under a name, but really cool. And one thing to mention, and I think this is on Geographic Records, I think, which is put out by Domino, and I just have to give a shout out to this because this vinyl version is like one of the cleanest, flattest, just great pressing. And the vinyl version here, as you can see, comes with a lyric sheet, and I love just the plain labels on this one, but it's just such a great pressing. So if you guys are unfamiliar with this, which I'm sure a lot of people are, Light Ships, it really reminds me of a cross between like Figure 8 Elliott Smith mixed with Big Star, Alex Chilton. It's just a really nice, mellow album. I was listening to it a lot over Christmas, over the last few days, and I think it's just really excellent. So if you guys like Elliott Smith, you like Big Star, and of course Teenage Fan Club, because Gerard Love's from Teenage Fan Club, definitely check this one out. Really recommended. Okay, that was number 11. So let's move on to number 10. This is their 6th album. This band's really prolific. Their album Raven in the Grave was actually on my last year's list, and that's the Ravenettes from Denmark. Observator, kind of garage pop. You know, I don't like these kind of labels, but it's got that, you know, really kind of noisy, but so delicate, melodic, with kind of a 1950s sensibility to it, with really just really sweet melodies. I don't know, sweet melodies, kind of silly, but really, really good. So if you don't know the Ravenettes, it's a duo, and this is really good. Observator. The first time I got it, I was a little unsure about my first listen, but really it sucked me in once I got into it. And there was an EP that came out earlier in the year, right in the beginning of the year, called Into the Night, which was a double 7-inch that was also very good. And that was number 10 with the Ravenettes. Okay, so let's move on now to number 9. I gotta give a shout out to my friend James Todd for introducing me to this band earlier in the year. And I know the cover of this is going to be a little bit hard to see, but this is Light Asylum, a New York-based kind of electronic group. I think I may have discussed them here on my channel before, but really, when I first heard them, I was just so taken aback because the vocals are just so intense. And it is a kind of a cross between, I'm going to see if I can put this together. I've used this before, but it's a cross between Grace Jones, the band Yaz with Alison Moyet, and a bit of Nitzer Ebb, kind of like 80s industrial. Really good. There's a track in there called Shallow Tears. Excellent. Check it out. Light Asylum. And that comes in at number 9. All right. Number 8. This person needs no introduction, but my kind of... let me see how I can describe this. I think in the times that we're in right now, I really gravitate towards music that has a statement, that is a positive statement, that can be inspiring and also a bit self-empowering for change, whether it's within yourself or helping change to make things better. And in this album, when I first popped it in, I was just really blown away by a couple of the tracks right away. And the album is Bruce Springsteen's Wrecking Ball. And the title track on this one is just so... I gotta think of how I can actually put this into words, because it is, in a way, it's a call to arms. And, you know, I think a lot of people there's just this oppression in our country, perhaps in the world, and it just how things are changing, all the negativity, all the shootings, everything, and it's just a stance from the if I can describe this correctly, just to stand up and face it, you know, and really bring about some sort of a positive change. And I'm not doing that justice in how I describe it. But if you've heard Bruce Springsteen in the past and it just wasn't your thing, I really encourage you to check out the track Wrecking Ball, the title track. Just really excellent, and it's just really emotional when I listen to it, and it's a great song to put in your car and drive. Another one, also the opening track on this, We Take Care of Our Own, is just also phenomenal. And Jack of All Trades, another one, just excellent. Bruce Springsteen. Wrecking Ball at number 8. Number 7, this person, she's never put out a bad album. I've been following her since the beginning as well, and was really blown away by this one, and that's Sinead O'Connor's How About I Be Me and You Be You. Also available on vinyl. I got this prior to that coming out. The Wolf is Getting Married, excellent single. And then there's also a cover on here of a track called The Queen of Denmark, and it was by a guy named John Grant, who was the singer of a band called the Czars. And her version of this song is just so intense and just mind-blowing. When she takes a song, no matter whose song it is, she just transforms it into her own, and it's just mind-blowing how incredible it is. So that's Sinead O'Connor, How About I Be Me and You Be You. If you don't know it, check out The Queen of Denmark and The Wolf is Getting Married. Both are excellent tracks. There's a really cool video for The Wolf is Getting Married. So that's number 7, Sinead O'Connor. All right, number 6. All right, number 6 is, this is the Soul Savers, The Light the Dead Sea. And this is I think it's a musical duo, like an electronic duo, not necessarily electronic, but they get different singers to sing on each album, and I believe this is their 3rd album. And they've had other singers collaborate with them, but this one features Dave Gahan from Depeche Mode. And I discovered one of the tracks right when the album came out, and it's called The Presence of God, and was really, really impressed with that. you know, in a lot of ways, it reminds me of just a dark gospel album, because Dave Gahan always has that kind of vibe to him, and the lyrics, and it's just a real. I just really got into it immediately, and it's one of the albums I listened to the most this year, and so check that out. The Soul Savers, The Light, the Dead Sea. If you get the vinyl version, it actually comes with a CD as well. Really cool. So that's number 6. Number 5, if you watch my channel, you'll see that a few weeks back I did a Friday on the Turntable on this band, British band on 4AD Records. I did a feature on their first album, and this is their second album. Came out right away in 2012, and that's The Big Pink with Future This. This is my number 5. Definitely an excellent album, a really excellent follow-up to their first album. A bit more produced, a bit more polished, but really melodic. Just excellent songwriting. And a few of the really key tracks to check out on this one are Future This, the title track, 77, Hit the Ground, Stay Gold, 1313, the song Lose Your Mind. They sample a little bit of Susie and the Banshees, Happy House. I just want to show you the record on the vinyl on this one because it is pink. And the name of the band is The Big Pink. And if you look at the artwork on this one, you see how that silver looks like it was spray painted and it's dripping down. I thought that was kind of cool. So that's The Big Pink in at number 5. All right, moving along. This next one is a little bit of a split release because the album came out in early 2012, and then just a couple months ago, an EP was released. I'm guessing they're from the same sessions, maybe a little bit later, but they definitely go hand to hand, and they've been reissued already as a joint package. But I really, really appreciate this album, and a lot of people just threw a lot of hate at its way when it first came out, when she first came out, and I feel it's very unjust because there's something really sincere yet kind of comical about her lyrics that I just really enjoy, and I'm really looking forward to what she's gonna do in the next coming years. And I was really hoping that the album was going to be solid because the couple singles that came out at the end of 2011 were really good, and I was thinking, I really hope it's not going to be just like a 2-song album. But I totally not. Like, I really dig every track on the album, and actually some of the later cuts the deeper cuts became my favorites on the album. So Lana Del Rey, this is Born to Die, and then the Paradise EP. So there's lots to listen to. I think they've both been reissued as a double CD, and maybe, I don't know if they've been packaged together on vinyl. But this is the album that came out first. Dark Paradise, excellent. Radio, great. Born to Die, Blue Jeans, video games, Diet Mountain Dew. I mean, it's just really good. And then this came out, I think it was November. Cover of Blue Velvet. You got Ride, American, which is great. Cola with some really interesting lyrics. Gods and Monsters, killer. So that's Lana Del Rey, and that's in at number 4 for me. All right, number 3. Their first album since 1996. Lisa Gerrard, Brendan Perry, Dead Can Dance, Anastasis. Man, what a beautiful album. First off, check out the packaging on the gatefold. I'll flip it over here so you can see it. A lot of you guys probably have it. If you don't know Dead Can Dance, they started off, I think the first album was 84. It was a bit more, that British early goth rock sound. And then they started to evolve more into world music with lots of cool percussion and instrumentation. And they called it quits in 96. They did a reunion tour sometime in the mid-2000s. And then they put out their first album. Their 1996 one was called Spirit Chaser. And for me, this is just stands up as one of their best albums in their catalog, I think. The vinyl is a double LP set on clear. Really, really, really good. My favorite track on this one is Opium. And Children of the Sun is also great. I tend to gravitate more towards the Brendan Perry vocal tracks. You can see how nice and thick that spine is on that one. Definitely get this. This is my number 3 pick. Killer, Dead Can Dance. All right, number 2. This one, interesting about this artist, because he's had lots of different things. He started off with a band called the Red House Painters in the early 90s. I think their first release was in 92. Also on 4AD, I believe, yeah, 4AD. And then he's done other things, solo albums, and then he's done his band Sun Kill Moon. And his stuff's very serious, dark, you know, and a lot of people would find it depressing. The last album was really centered around classical guitar with vocals. He's become a really great classical guitar player. And this album came out, and he's very prolific. He releases stuff frequently on his Caldo Verde label. And this one has not had a vinyl release yet. And this is Among the Leaves, Sun Kill Moon. And immediately when I got this, just fell in love with it. And just really, it was going to be my #1 album of the year. And it was in line up until the next one coming. But there's some great tracks on it. And this album starts to have a sense of humor to a lot of the tracks, and a lot of the lyrical content is just really more narrative, more just right there, attainable lyrics about touring, about, you know, life as a middle-aged touring musician, feeding his cats, kind of a song that's a tribute to his guitar, the guy who sets up his guitar who passed away. A really great track called the UK Blues, and it just kind of focuses on various cities that he's touring and just observations about the people there and the shows that he played. And it's just a really spectacular album. This is the CD version, which has a bonus disc with it with some other tracks. But the title track on this, Among the Leaves, definitely worth checking out. There's a part in the song where there's a string part that comes in, and it just gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, because it's just incredible. Okay, so #1. Now, I have listened to this album a lot, and its impact, I think, on, and why it's #1 is because, like I said in my introduction to the video, that I feel like it's really essential that an album, for me, says something that doesn't just, it's not just throwaway lyrics. Not that I feel like anything was in the rest of my list, but this one I think really has a message of hope and a positive message that I think is inspiring. And I remember I was listening to this when I was putting up my Christmas tree and decorating it, and it was just very emotional just hearing the lyrics, because it comes from someone who's now, you know, later on in life and releasing music for the first time in about 40 years, and just an incredible piece of music. Now I'm going to show you a version that I made myself, because when I got it, I had a credit for downloads, and I got the album because I wanted to hear it immediately before I went out looking for it. Got it, and then shortly after, the vinyl became pretty scarce to find, so I have it on order, and it just has not come in yet. So I made a version here off of my on a CDR, and I printed out a cover so you guys could at least see what it is rather than me just talking about it. But this is my #1 pick for 2012, and this is Bill Fay, Life is People. Definitely check this out. Get it. It's just really a phenomenal record. And like I said, it just has something to say that I think is powerful. And for sure, Jeff Tweedy from Wilco makes an appearance on there. There's actually a Wilco cover of a song called Jesus, Etc. Bill Fay takes it to a whole nother level. Yeah, I can't say enough about this. I've seen it on a few other people's lists, but I don't think anyone had it at #1. So I'm putting it here at #1. Bill Fay, Life is People. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I really appreciate you guys staying through to the end here, watching it. Like I said, I'm going to have a link down in the description box. Check that out. You can read all the picks. You can read all my friends' picks, and they're all great people with all really good selections and really knowledgeable in music. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in a day or two with probably 1 or 2 more videos before the year ends. So thanks guys for watching. This is Bret, best of 2012. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.